August 3rd, 2017. From El Cajon, California, this is episode 132 of You Can Bet on That. Hi, everybody. Welcome to You Can Bet on That, a podcast for the recreational gambler. My name is Mark Duvall, and sitting across from me is Dr. Mike.
Hello.
Dr. Mike, welcome back to the El Cajon studios.
Thank you.
Hope all is well with you.
Yes, sweltering El Cajon studios.
I know. The San Diego studios are nice and cool.
Yeah.
But here in El Cajon, we can't...
It's never going to get cool.
No, we can't do anything about it. Sorry.
That's all right.
All right. Well, anyway, enjoy. We got an email from listener Chris. This was kind of a good question, I thought. Let me just read to you what he said. He said, my question for both of you is, if you went to a craps table and you were down to your last $10, but still wanted to keep playing, what would your go-to Hail Mary craps play be to try and get more bankroll? Hard ways, fire bet, or would you ride the pass line and hope for the best? What would you do, Dr. Mike?
Well, first of all, I'd go to the ATM and get some more money.
Yeah, so you can keep playing.
So I can keep playing. Now, if I couldn't do that, if for some reason I couldn't do that, and I was down to my last $10, this is what I would do.
All right.
I'd put $5 on the hard 6 and $5 on the hard 8. Hope that one of them hits. Mm-hmm. And when it hits, my inclination would be to collect and then place some other numbers.
Yeah.
But that I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
Because I would think to myself, that's not going to get me back fast enough.
Okay, all right.
So I would just press all the hard ways.
Oh, okay. So
I'd take the $45 and I'd spread it out.
Okay. And hoping to hit another one.
Hoping to hit another one, yeah. I'd put some on the 410. I'd split that 45 among the 4.
Yeah.
Maybe go high on like the 8.
Yeah.
And then just hope one of them hits again. Then if it hits again, you've got, well, if an 8 hit, you'd have $150.
Yeah.
Then you could maybe play some numbers or do something else.
Okay, good. Well, it's funny because my answer is relatively the same. Now, normally I wouldn't bet hard ways at all. Right. But in this specific situation where really all I've got is $10 and I can't get any more money, I don't want to grind away at the pass line I'd try to get a quick hit. And in fact, this is what I did when we hit all those 4s at Caesar's Palace. If you remember,
right.
I was down to $25.
Yep.
And I said, well, $25 hard 8.
Yep.
And it hit.
Right.
And I took it down. So I had $250 to work with. And I can't remember exactly what I did. I went across or something like that. And,
I think you placed all the numbers.
Yeah, before you knew it, we had a $5,000 for each of us. And so that worked out okay. So I guess that's what I would do.
That's what you would do.
I have done that. And it's what I would continue to do if that ever came up. Yeah.
The thing about putting it on the pass line is, so you win a $10 pass line bet. Now you got $20.
That's the thing is,
what are you going to do in the next shooter or the next roll? You're going to put 20 on the pass line. Hope to get 40.
Yeah, and hitting 2 passes in a row is more likely than hitting a single hard way, one of the hard ways.
Right.
But I would just be impatient. It's like I want to have money right here. Here's my $10. If I lose it, then I'm gone. I go home. Otherwise, I have something to play with.
You want to either get back where you have plenty of money to play with, or you're just going to leave right away. Kick a trash can or something on the way out of the casino.
Yes.
Sulk up to the room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and maybe I've got like $2 chips in my pocket.
Right.
I'm not going to the cage.
No,
I'm not throwing it out on the table.
No, you get home and you throw them on your dresser in disgust.
Right.
That's why I've got probably about $450 on my dresser.
That's right. A lot of them that you can't cash in because the casinos are now defunct.
They don't exist anymore.
Maybe you can sell them online. Little dirty dollar chips right there.
I do have a lot that are defunct. I should probably just take them and give them as tips.
Oh, that's a good
like, oh, nice, $25. Yeah, it's for, the Fremont.
You should just hand them out to listeners next time. You should just have a bunch in your pocket. I have some too.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, it was nice meeting you. Here you go. Here's something from
here's $25
the old Fitzgeralds, right? And then, if you meet somebody you don't like, then, they don't get a chip.
Right, exactly. It'd be, hey, how come I didn't get one?
All right. Well, hey, thanks to everyone who's been clicking through our Amazon link. Remember, whenever you're going to buy something through Amazon, please go to our page first, youcanbetonThat.com, and click through the Amazon link towards the top of the page. And we do sincerely thank you. I don't know if we say it enough, but we do really appreciate people who have been clicking through. Yes, thank you very much. All right, let's jump into our voicemail hotline. Remember, call our hotline at 951-292-4377. That's 9512-WAGERS.
9512-WAGERS.
And maybe we'll play your clip on the show. First up is Uncle G.
Hey guys, this is Uncle G calling in from the East Coast. Wanted to give you an update to the competitive landscape out east, as well as recent trip report to Foxwoods and Mohegan Sun. So you may or may not be aware, but MGM Springfield is building a $1 billion casino in our small city of Springfield, Massachusetts. So that's going to create, a lot more capacity in a market that already seems to have more than enough capacity, judging by the low usage rates at Mohegan Sun and Foxwoods. So we hope that's going to be really good for the gamblers. So switching to our current casinos out here, Foxwoods and Mohegan Sun, I wanted to give you guys a recent trip report from a visit that Professor T and I went on this past weekend. We're traditionally Mohegan Sun players. We probably spend 90 or 95% of our time there, and only go to Foxwoods occasionally, maybe meeting friends or something. But lately, the comp offers from Foxwoods have been so good, it lured us away for a recent weekend to switch our business from Mohegan Sun to Foxwoods. So I'd like to provide you guys with the pros and cons of each casino as I see it. I'd love for Uncle Vito also to weigh in on this. So Foxwoods has better comps and also much better air conditioning and that real high ceiling. So even if somebody's smoking at the table, it really doesn't bother you at all. The restaurants at Foxwoods were better. There was more choices and seemed to be a bit of a higher quality food. And then for you guys, most importantly, Foxwoods has better craps conditions. You can find a $5 craps table with 10 times odds, as well as free buy bets. So I know Dr. Mike especially will really like that. And for some of us low rollers who want to play for hours and hours on a smaller bankroll, Foxwoods also has the shoot to win craps machine, which also has a $3 minimum and good conditions there. The drink service is terrific. There's bathrooms nearby. And there's also some good sightseeing there too. So we see that as the benefits of Foxwoods. Now back to our old hangout, Mohegan Sun. Mohegan Sun has much more of an old school casino layout. There's 3 circular casinos. It's easy to find everything. It feels normal, like what you'd find in an old school casino. There's less retail crap, no theaters. A lot of the things at Foxwoods makes you feel like you might be at a mall that happens to have a casino, where at Mohegan Sun, you feel like you're in a casino, really there to earn, and do business. Mohegan Sun also has better blackjack rules. For example, at Mohegan Sun, the dealers do not hit on soft 17, whereas at Foxwoods they do. Mohegan Sun also has way more bars where you can quickly get a free drink by playing video poker or whatever else you like to play for videos. Mohegan Sun also has a much better buffet, which is $5 or so, at least for breakfast when you're gambling. So hopefully you guys are willing to come out east, spend some time with Cousin Vito, Cousin Mikey, me, Professor T, and we can have a craps roll down. So what do you think, guys? Come on out. That'll be a great time. In the meantime, you guys can also listen to my podcast, which is G's Guide to Financial Freedom. See you soon. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Great. Thanks for all the information,
Good,
Uncle
yes.
G. Yeah, that's very, if we do go, and it's kind of looking like we are going to go.
Yeah, we're going to go.
Obviously, we're going to go to both places. We'll probably try to stay over at each place,
Right.
actually get a room there.
Right.
But that's some good information, especially about the craps. Did we know that Foxwoods had free buy bets?
Yeah, I don't remember anyone telling me that.
So I guess
that's
this is
great.
news to us. So yeah, that is great. 10 times odds free buy bets.
You know what caught me right away is when he said they had better comps there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because, for us, that would make the decision pretty easy.
Well, would it? Because we'll play there, once.
No, I mean,
and
not
then...
for us going from here.
Okay.
But I mean, if we live there
and
we had to choose between the two,
Yeah,
the
okay.
better comps would be the one we'd be playing.
Sure,
right?
yeah, definitely.
Now, unless we were going to play a lot of blackjack, then we'd go
obviously
Mohegan Sun.
Mohegan Sun. Yeah. So that's good information. Well, so Uncle G said he'd kind of like Cousin Vito to chime in. And what do you know? Cousin Vito chimed in. How did he even hear the phone call? We haven't even posted this episode yet.
I don't know.
It's amazing. It's audio magic.
I could tell he's psychic when I played craps with him, and he left after a
Vito?
great roll, took all of his money and left.
That's right.
And I thought, what a genius, until the next guy had like an hour and a half
One of the greatest rolls we've ever witnessed.
One of the greatest rolls we've ever witnessed.
That's true.
And Cousin Vito was standing behind thinking, oh, he couldn't get on.
Poor Vito's never going to live it down. All right, let's hear what he has to say.
Hey guys, Cousin Vito calling. I just wanted to give you a call about Uncle G's comparison between Mohegan Sun and Foxwoods. And I just got back from Aruba here, but I got my pen out, my paper. I listened to the call, and I got to say, Uncle G hit everything right on the head. Mohegan Sun definitely has that old school casino layout. And, rumor has it you guys might be thinking about heading to Connecticut, so I'm going to try and frame this in a way, for a couple of craps players coming out. And he was right. Foxwoods is going to get better comp offers, but for you guys going from California, I'm sure you're going to get good comp offers either way. Fox Tower or Foxwoods in general definitely has better AC ventilation, and I agree with Uncle G's take on the restaurants. Well, I've stayed at both of them. I've gone back and forth over the years, and I've truly enjoyed the Foxwoods restaurant offerings more, but that's more of an opinion base. But I agree with good old Uncle G. As for the craps conditions, he's totally right. Foxwoods has 10 times odds, free buy bets on the 4 and 10, but Foxwoods doesn't have a fire bet, which Mohegan does on, a good portion, almost half of their tables. So if you like the
we
fire
didn't know
bet,
that.
you might have to hit Mohegan. And overall, yeah, Foxwoods, you're going to be able to find the lower limit. They have the shoot to win craps, but comparison-wise, it's half of this, another half of the other, whatever the saying is. Well, I'm flying down the highway, just had a crazy collision almost, so that's good. Let's see, better blackjack at Mohegan, totally agree, and much better video poker bars. Foxwoods just did a renovation, so you got some more video poker on the Fox Tower side, but overall, the video poker is going to be better. And yeah, the beloved buffet at Mohegan Sun is very popular. So Uncle G hit it right on the head, baby. Hopefully we're going to see you guys out here soon, and I don't know, can't wait. I might actually be calling back with an Aruba trip report, so maybe I'll talk to you soon.
All right, thanks, Vito.
Right.
So, yeah, it sounds like craps at Foxwoods. The rest of the gambling, just as a general statement, may be better at Mohegan Sun.
Right.
Yeah, well, we're going to check them both out, obviously.
Well, of course,
but, yeah,
we're not
that's
going to
great.
miss either one of them.
No. With one trip. Yeah, we're heading out there. I think we're just going to go to one.
Yeah.
It's just,
I don't want to move.
yeah, that's too tough. Maybe
And you know what'll determine which one we like better?
What's that?
The one we won at.
Yeah, well, we're human, aren't we? Yeah, We've got human emotions. All right, thanks, Vito. Okay, let's hear from Paul.
Hey guys, this is Paul from LA. Coming back from a Vegas trip recently, I noticed that my comps, I used to get comps from the Boyd properties pretty frequently and from downtown Grand, but they seem to have dried up. Where I used to get 3-day or 2-day free room offers, now I'm getting either nothing or 1-day offers. I'm not sure if it's a seasonal thing or if Vegas is just doing better and they don't have to give away as many free rooms as they used to. Can you do sort of a summary on how Boyd property comps work and stuff like that? It's really a great show, and I appreciate your work, and thanks. Bye.
Yeah, boy, as far as comps go and how they decide what you're going to get, there's so many elements to it. Where you live, how far away you live from the casino, how often you go. We have no idea. And it sometimes baffles us, the kind of offers that we get from local casinos, Vegas casinos, and sometimes it doesn't make any sense. The only thing I would suggest is be careful of your ADT, your average daily theoretical, and just make sure you're not doing anything to hurt that. For example, we've talked about it before. It's Sunday and you're flying out that day at noon, and you decide, I'm going to play $20 in a video poker machine. Well, don't put your card in, because that might, depending on the casino, might count as a day of gambling for you.
Right.
And they'll look and they'll think, he only ran $20 through the machine for the whole day. And that'll bring down your ADT significantly, and it might hurt your comps. So
Right. Yeah, comps are weird. And I got 2 examples.
All right.
Number one, Downtown Grand has sent me a mailer, a thing in the mail, the last 4 mail days. Now, I haven't checked today, but I got one Tuesday, Monday, Saturday, and Friday.
Okay.
For Downtown Grand. All different offers for different, one's for October, one's for September, one's for August, and, just all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And, it's been a while since we played.
Well,
there.
it was October. It was for VINF last year,
Yeah,
because
right.
when we were out there for 360 Vegas Vacation, you didn't play Downtown Grand at all.
No.
Yeah.
So it's coming up on close to a year. And I get 4 days in a row, I get stuff from them.
Right.
I get a ton of stuff from the Horseshoe in southern Indiana.
Okay.
I mean, a ton. I can't tell you how much
Which you've
I
been
get.
to once.
I've been to once. Well, now I did go every day for like 4 straight days.
Well, okay, but
And
one trip is what I mean.
One trip,
Yeah, sure.
and I gambled pretty heavily.
Sure.
So I can understand them sending me the stuff, but I mean, isn't there somebody who says, "Wait a minute, this guy lives in San Diego"? Because I'm not kidding. I get stuff every week, and not once one day, like at least 2 days out of a week, I get something from them.
Every place is different. If you're like me, Mike, I'm sure you're getting a lot of stuff from Golden Nugget.
Right.
Even though I haven't played that much recently. Whereas compare that to, say, Four Queens or Binions. We get something every once in a while.
Right.
And we probably, at least Four Queens, played as much there as we did, Gold Nugget the last few trips. So, yeah, sorry, we can't really give you any good advice here, Paul, but it's just, it's a mystery to us.
Right in our own town here, right? Verona Casino, which we used to go to a lot.
Because it was close to us.
Because it was close, and they would send me stuff all the time. Then we started going to Harrah's more.
Yeah.
But we still have been to Verona once or twice over the last few years, you know. Send me nothing.
Yeah, right.
Nothing.
Yeah.
It's like I didn't exist anymore, right?
Yeah.
How I got off their list, I don't know, because, they have my address. They know I live close by.
And we did play there relatively recently, right? And, usually, one play will at least turn into at least one mailer.
Right.
It's like, okay, we need to get him back again, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. And I get nothing from them. Harrah's Rincon, of course, we get tons of stuff because we're there every week.
So just be aware of your ADT. Don't do anything to bring it down. And if you're able to concentrate play at a single place on a single day,
right.
We kind of talked about that on a previous episode too. If you just concentrate all your play on a single establishment, that'll really help the ADT for that place. And then don't play again at that place the rest of your trip, right? And so your average daily theoretical will be based just on that one visit, and maybe it'll help you out. Yeah.
I've asked hosts before, casino hosts, and they don't know how the comps work.
No, you ask any employee. You ask the people at the Players Club desks, hosts.
We've asked so many people over the years, and none of them can give you an answer this is how we do it.
It's a marketing thing, and how often you get to talk to somebody in marketing.
Right. The thing is, you have to talk to the head of the marketing department. It's probably the only person who really knows what their policy is and how they decide who they're going to send stuff to, who's worth sending. Why does the Horseshoe in Southern Indiana think it's worth mailing? Now, I know mail is cheap now for them. It's bulk mail and stuff, but they still got to print stuff up and send it. I mean, do they think I'm worth that?
Well, again, it's the marketing department. And if you ask them, they're probably not willing to give up the information because they don't want advantage players to take advantage of maybe what they're thinking, and try to run the system. So, I can kind of understand that. But anyway, Paul, good luck. Hopefully you'll get some more from Boyd, because Boyd, generally, if you go to Boyd Properties fairly frequently, we've gotten stuff from Main Street Station.
Right.
And
they're pretty aggressive. Well, I still get stuff from Main Street Station. I get at least once a month something from them. They're pretty aggressive marketers. Okay.
So,
I've been getting a lot of stuff recently from Venetian for some reason.
Right. When's the last time we played there?
Well,
maybe you went with your wife, over a year ago?
Over a year
I
ago.
get stuff from Wynn still.
Yeah,
I can't remember the last time I stepped into Wynn.
I get stuff from Wynn every week.
Yeah, so.
Every week, free room. They want you to go. So who knows how you get
I don't
on
get a
their
free
list.
room, Dr. Mike, but I think they give me casino rate, and that's the best I can
they
do.
say, well, I'll get you the casino rate.
I know what
it said I get a free room plus casino rate for any other member of my family.
So you get your own room, and then you make me pay for the room. We'll stay right. I don't see us staying there anytime soon. All right, next call.
Hey guys, this is Ryan calling in from Southern California. Hey, I was at San Manuel here in San Bernardino, which I go to pretty often, pretty close to where I live. I was playing free bet blackjack over there, which for the people that don't know what free bet is, the casino will put out a marker on any 9, 10, or 11, and they'll double it for you. Also on all pairs, pair of 2s, 3s, 4s, whatever, they'll split it for you, which is kind of good, but they're supposed to push on 22, which is what gives them the advantage. But the thing is that it kind of throws all basic strategy out the door for most people, because the dealer will be showing a face and they'll split 3s, or, they'll split 6s, split 9s. I mean, people just do whatever because they're getting these free splits. So we were playing the other day and the dealer kept getting a 22 and he kept paying us, which he's supposed to push. But he kept paying us. So we're thinking to ourselves, we need to take advantage, because we even mentioned it to him a couple times and he was like, oh, you're right. But just kept paying us on 22. So, we were splitting and everything because our advantage just shot so far up, because not only are we getting free splits and doubles, but now the advantage that they had pushing on 22 is gone. We made a lot of money and we tipped the guy very well, but if they don't know what they're doing, they deal the game, then, it could work out in your favor. The other thing, I noticed, not every time, but most of the time when I call, something strikes up Dr. Mike to say funner, and it makes me laugh, because everybody that I know that listens to the podcast and listens, and I tell them that I call in, and then they listen, and they say, how come every time you call, he ends up saying something about funner? And I just think it's funny. I love it, man. Well, you guys have a good one. Thanks a lot.
You can get away with it now.
Yeah, I can get away with it now.
Right?
It's like free reign to say funner.
Yeah, Harrah's Southern California, that's their new ad campaign. Or the Rincon Band of Indians have actually named the city Funner, California.
Funner, California.
Right, so that's their gimmick. So now you can say funner.
But they say on their TV commercials, which I love, it's not a word, it's a place.
Yeah, that's right. That's
so
right.
when I say funner, I'm not using a word. It's a noun.
Luckily, you still have really horrible grammar, so there are plenty of things for people to laugh at. Yeah, so it won't just be funner; it'll be other things too. Hey, everybody, head up to San Manuel. They're paying their free bet blackjack wrong. I'm not too surprised if you have dealers who are move between games.
Right, that's probably what it was. He probably just came off another game.
Yeah,
and it's like hard to get in your head. Oh yeah, this is the. He might not even know. He might have came to the table and didn't even know it was, Well,
if it's a particular hand where none of the players are getting the free splits or the free double downs, then it just looks like a blackjack game. It might not even occur to him.
Right. He's probably just thinks, 22, I lost.
That is going to be, and blackjack switch is the same way. It's a push on 22. If they hit to 22, all the hands push. Probably the same thing there. Where
I wish it was a push if you got 22.
Yeah, that would be nice. Oh my gosh, yeah, Ryan, I'm glad to hear you guys took advantage of it. Especially you said something to him once. Well, good for you. I don't think I would have done that. If he keeps doing it, what more can you do?
Yeah,
you told him once.
If you told him, right.
That's
right. They couldn't even come back and ask for the money. Say, wait a minute, we told him he was screwing up. We tried to get him to stop.
He refused.
We're just having funner.
That's right. So that's great. You are going to see that. Yeah, the blackjack basic strategy does change on a game like Free Bet Blackjack, and I will post a link to the Wizard of Odds basic strategy for that. But one of the things is that you just always double down when you can, and you always split because it's free.
Because it's right.
So even in situations where you might not normally split, because it's free, so you're going to get a huge edge there. And yeah, if they're paying you when they hit to 22, all the better.
Yeah, great.
That's great. All right, let's hear from Seth.
Gentlemen, love the podcast. Never thought I'd be a caller. Thrilled to be talking with you. Downtown Grand, Pai Gow Poker, no commission. We asked the pit. We asked the dealer. We said, how is this possible? How does nobody know about it? Apparently, they are just bringing Pai Gow back to the Downtown Grand. It's relatively new. The only stipulation is if the dealer has a queen-high Pai Gow hand, it pushes all bets. One of those actually came up as we were playing, and the dealer said to us, this happens maybe once in a week. So it's very uncommon, but that's the other edge that they give themselves. Other than that, it's a no-commission game. Frankly, the only place I'm playing Pai Gow from now on. Love the podcast. Be good.
Yes, several listeners and I actually played this at Downtown Grand when we were there for 360 Vegas Vacation.
Right.
It's called Easy Pai Gow Poker. It's actually being offered at many places now. And sure enough, if the dealer gets a queen high, then it's just a push. And usually that hurts the player because you're generally going to have better than queen high.
Queen high.
If you happen to have jack high, it's like, well, good for you. Right. So now, as far as the queen high coming up once a week, it's more frequent than that. Yeah. When you work through the numbers, queen high comes out about 1.76% of the time. So a little over 1 in 100 hands.
That's right. So in 110 hands, you're going to see it at least.
Yeah. So, should be, a couple hours. Well, depending on how many people are at the table. Yeah. If the Pai Gow Poker dealer's just sitting there and only deals, 50 hands a day, then I can understand it. But no,
he probably thinks it comes up once a week because he doesn't deal it that often.
That could be. But no, it does come up more than that. Now, is it good for the player versus regular Pai Gow Poker? It turns out it's pretty close to the same. Now, it's hard to completely say it's exactly the same because, with Pai Gow Poker, you're setting your own hands and nobody's really playing a perfect basic strategy. And it depends on the house rules for the casino, that kind of thing.
There's a lot of variables in Pai Gow.
The casino likes it because even if it's about the same, well, they're getting more hands in because they're not having to worry about this commission. Think about when you're betting $25 in a regular Pai Gow game and you win and then you have to give them $1 $1.25 or they make
Right.
change.
There's
it
no
takes a lot.
quarters they have to worry
You
about.
don't need to worry about it, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, from their standpoint, it's probably way easier for the dealer to deal.
Yeah.
And they get more hands per hour in, which is what the casino's worried about. They want to get as many hands as they can.
Yeah. So I prefer it because, every once in a while you get on one of those runs where, no queen high came up. Of course, then there's other runs where it's like the dealer got queen high, 3 times in an hour. And that's like,
Right. The thing is, it'd be terrible. You've got aces on top with 2 pair down.
Yeah, right.
Straight
You've got
down.
that huge
You've
hand,
got this monster hand that's going to beat any great, and queen high.
Yeah.
That's where you really hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
Of course, then again, you love it. Like I said, if you had jack high.
Sure. Well, that's going to happen a lot less, but you would love that. Most, if not all, of these easy Pai Gow poker tables also have a side bet. I think it's called Queen's Dragon that you can bet on that the dealer will end up with a queen high. And it pays 45 to 1 or 50 to 1, depending on the pay table that they have
so
there.
Think
but
about
it's a side
that. That's
bet.
not a very good.
No, that's like a 10% house advantage on
Yeah,
that. Yeah, exactly.
That's not very
exactly.
good.
Yeah. All right, next call.
Hey, Mark and Dr. Mike. Thanks for all the work on the podcast. Just got a quick false belief story. I was playing at Harrah's, Philadelphia, just the other week, and bad overall table going around. People are leaving, not going well. I immediately roll and establish a point. Next roll, dice goes off the table, and I don't care about same dice or not same dice, so I know some people do. I just took dice, didn't wait for them to grab what was on the floor, and of course rolled an immediate 7 out. And a woman just angrily picked up her chips and left the table and, muttering curses to herself. Luckily, things picked up after she left. We didn't maybe I didn't make up what I lost, but I was at least glad to rebound a little bit after she had huffed and puffed and stormed off. So just another one of those false beliefs that never made sense to me. But all right, thanks for all the work. Take it easy.
You know what he should have done? He should have hunted her down, and no matter what the next roll was, just got to. Oh God, you should have stayed. I made 8,000 on the next shooter.
That's right. You should have done.
I would have done that. I would if I had seen her somewhere else. I would have said, "Oh my God, why did you leave? The next shooter, I cleaned up." No matter what happened,
you got to stick with it. No, it doesn't make any sense. And I've said on the show before, I will ask for same dice just to
keep harmony at the table.
Harmony at the table. That's right. Yeah. And then if I, same dice and I roll a 7, everybody's just like, well, he did what he could. He asked for same dice.
Yeah, he did the best he could.
But yeah, it makes no sense, and it doesn't matter.
You know what's funny is when somebody doesn't get same dice, like me,
right?
Who never does.
You
right?
never do. Yeah.
I mean, I'll throw it like the red one will go off at Harrah's. Like, give me the other red one.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go. Just give me the other red one while they're hunting for that die I threw across this casino. Well, you know what's funny is nobody ever says, "Oh yeah, he got new dice and then he made the point."
Yeah, and I've seen you do it many times.
Yeah, many times. Nobody ever says, "Oh God, he was so smart. He got this. He got a new die." And
I'm going to make a real big deal of it then from now on.
Okay.
Whenever somebody doesn't ask for same dice, and then like immediately rolls a point or rolls it, a couple rolls later, good thing he did. I'm going to make a big deal. And then when somebody asks for same dice and immediately 7's out, I'm just going to lay into them.
Either way,
what the? It makes God, don't you know same dice means 7 out?
It went off for a reason.
That's right.
That's all you got to say. It went off for a reason.
All right. Let's hear from Adam.
Hey guys, this is Adam from Denver, Colorado, calling again. Just got back from a quick trip to Vegas with my wife. Figured I'd call and tell you about it. We did a Sunday to Tuesday because we got nice hotel rates. We stayed at the Vdara Hotel, which is in the city center. We stayed there once before, really liked it. Even as two people who like to gamble a lot, it is actually kind of nice to go back to a quiet hotel, doesn't have a casino, and also the entire hotel is smoke-free, which is nice for non-smokers such as ourselves. And it's right across the driveway from Aria, so we started out gambling a little bit at Aria, didn't do too well. We went to Casino Royale. My wife had never played roulette, so I taught her how to play roulette, which was fun. It was the first time in quite a while that I had played roulette, and she actually did quite well, so we were both happy about that. Called it early the first night, then second morning we went to the buffet at the Flamingo Hotel, which is pretty good and very reasonably priced. I feel like it's getting harder and harder to find reasonably priced food right on the strip, but if you guys are looking for something, the buffet at Flamingo is very good and very, very reasonable. did a little more gambling there. They had some $5 tables, which is nice for us low rollers. Then took a little break by the pool, then headed further south to Excalibur, where we both did very well. Again, $5 tables, so always nice to deal with those. And then my wife wanted to go to bed early, so I walked her back to the hotel, and then I went out for some more gambling and just went across to the Aria and did awesome, up about $400 in just a couple hours, so that was nice. The only, I guess I'd call it a downside, although it ended up saving me some money, was that the Aria was a $10 table. However, the minimum bet on the bonus bets, the all tall small, was $5 each, which I had never seen before, at least at the tables I play at, which is usually $5 or $10 tables. I could sort of understand if it was like a $50 table at 100, but you know, the table itself was only $10, and yet that bet was a minimum of $5. So I was not really into that, considering it's a very high house edge. I used to bet $1, and it actually saved me money because it never ended up winning when I was there, and I certainly would have been betting on it if it was $1 each, but not $5. So I'm not sure if you guys have ever seen anything like that before. That was the first time I had seen it. Anyway, love your guys' show, and keep up the great work. All right.
That does seem odd.
That's very odd.
Yeah.
I can't ever remember being at a table, and even the $25 minimum tables, where they won't take $1 on a...
I wonder if they have some empirical data that actually show that, they're making more money when the limits are $5 versus $1, or maybe maybe they're testing it out. Maybe they're
right.
actually trying a test there.
That could be.
Yeah.
That could be.
Yeah.
And maybe they just don't want to deal with people, putting $1 and $2 and $1 for them and $1 for the dealer. Getting a lot of chips out there. I don't know.
I don't know. You'd think they do it to make more money, so that's the only reasonable explanation I could come up with.
Right.
But who knows? Yeah, that is strange.
I have never, ever seen that. That is weird.
But Adam's right. If we were at, say, a $50 table, and they said, $5, okay.
Yeah.
We understand that. Yeah. But a $10 table, that's very strange.
It's
right? Because you would think all the prop bets would certainly be worth $1.
I'm sure all the prop bets were $1.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean...
Now, as far as the Flamingo Buffet goes, Adam, I think you're the only one that I've ever heard give a good review.
Paul gave it a good review.
Are you serious?
No.
Oh, I was going to say, that's crazy.
He hates all buffets.
All the other podcasts, Tim and Michelle, in fact, even Adam from Vegas Fanboy and Chris from Faces and Aces were recently talking about Flamingo and the food and everything. It's got a terrible reputation. So I'm glad you had a good meal.
They have some good restaurants at Flamingo.
No, they don't.
They do.
No, they
Other
don't.
Restaurants?
No, they don't. It's a terrible place to eat. When's the last time we ate at Flamingo?
Well, didn't we eat there at...
We had like Johnny Rockets.
That was Bally's. We had
you're thinking.
I was thinking of Bally's. Yeah. We had Johnny Rockets.
Yeah, that's all we had there was just fast food.
Well, that was good.
Yeah, it was good for Johnny Rockets. It was a burger, and it was exactly as I expected.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, buffets, they're hit and miss.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah.
We go to Rincon, and we don't go to the buffet every week, but every once in a while we go to the buffet. Sometimes I really enjoy it, and other times I hate it, and it's the same food.
Well, for me, what it comes down to is how good is the prime rib that day?
Right.
The beef that they have there, because that can vary wildly.
Yeah,
Sometimes you get it's like, wow, this is great.
And
other
for
times
me, it's the orange chicken.
Oh, okay.
If the orange chicken's really, some nights it's great, it's like fresh and it's really good, and other nights it's like, that was cooked 4 days ago.
That is weird. You'd think the orange chicken would be a little more consistent than the roast beef or the
for
prime
me,
rib,
that really what makes it. And the turkey, I like turkey.
Okay.
So.
All right. Vdara, Mike, I can't see you ever staying at Vdara without a casino. You're Dr. Mike.
Oh, it drives me crazy.
Dr. Mike, when he stays at Caesar's Palace, he specifically asks for the old crummy rooms because the elevators open up right on the casino floor. He doesn't want to waste any time.
You got 10 steps, you're at a craps table.
That's right.
You stay in those new towers, the rooms are great.
Yeah.
Big suite and everything. It takes you, it's a hike. They should have guys with rickshaws that take you to your room.
That's not a bad idea, actually. They should have something to go around there.
We should get a contract with Caesars.
Okay.
We'll hire people to tussle you to your room.
That's not a bad idea. All right. That's $1 million idea. Might be a $150 idea.
Yeah, more like 100.
Yeah, that's good. All right. Well, Cousin Vito did call back. He just got back from...
Casinos from around the world.
The hell is that? I didn't even press anything. It's like Vito's taking over the show.
Yeah, we're having a hostile takeover, I think, Mark.
Thanks. All right. Well, let's see what Vito has to say.
Hey, guys. Cousin Vito again. I just wanted to give you a quick call and do a quick Aruba trip report. I went down there for my honeymoon. I had a wonderful time. Great weather, decent food, but overall,
nice casinos. I did most of my play at the Marriott Stellaris Casino, Stellaris maybe. I didn't get the translation. But overall, it was kind of nice. It was kind of like a downtown casino in size. For the first time ever, I witnessed the table games were all shut down in the day, and they would run bingo from the gaming floor. And people were sitting at the blackjack tables with their bingo tickets and all that. So that was a little different to see everyone playing bingo on the slot machines. But once the tables opened around 4, they cleaned all that up, and craps didn't open until like 8 or 9 o'clock normally. The conditions down there weren't the worst. No, I didn't notice any feature bets at the casinos I checked out. I checked out the Ritz-Carlton and the Marriott, but I didn't really delve deep into the gambling halls down there. Everything that I saw was double odds at the craps table. I did see a couple 3, 4, 5 times odd advertisements at the airport and different places around Aruba. So if you really wanted better odds, you could have found it. What else was down there? Oh, the proposition bets in the middle had a $2 minimum, which, doesn't take a lot of getting used to. But if you're throwing do a horn high, you can't throw a nickel, you got to throw 2 nickels. So that took a little time for me to get used to, especially after a couple cocktails. And overall, it was great. The dealers were really nice, a little bit inexperienced. I noticed they weren't very confrontational, at least when I was playing, where people would, maybe have had too much to drink and get into arguments. And most of the time, they just paid them. They never went to any sort of tape or wanted to review it. They would just pay somebody if they argued. Maybe it's the nature of the vacation destination. And actually, a couple times I had some hard ways out. And for instance, the point was an 8. I had a hard 8. And, an 8 was made. We all celebrated, but, the hard way didn't come out. And they would forget to take the bets down. And so they would keep working for us. That happened several times. So couple of mistakes on their end. If you go down to Aruba, keep your eyes open. They might underpay you, but most of all, they seem to be paying everybody. So that was pretty nice. And I'm trying to think back. I played a couple of slots, nothing too crazy. Overall, I had a blast down there. Double odds isn't as fun as 5 times or 10 times, but wasn't too shabby. So if you ever head down there, check it out. Bring some gambling funds, and hope to talk to you soon.
Yeah, and congratulations,
Yes,
Vito, also on your nuptials. Congratulations. Sounds like you had a great honeymoon. I like this idea, if this were the case, where dealers have the discretion to just, $5, oh yeah, I picked that up, or and not have to go to the pit if it's a small amount.
This would be my thing when we own our casino. $100 or less, just pay them.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's like a $10 discrepancy or $85, just pay them.
Yeah. Now, I realize that can be a slippery slope. You do have to watch your dealers. There might be some unscrupulous dealers.
Well,
but
if the camera saw a guy constantly paying somebody,
they'd watch for that.
You could watch for that.
But just something simple like that. I like that, where they don't have to check with anybody.
And you know what it is with the mistakes? It's inexperienced dealers, because you're taught to collect your losers first, then pay your winners. But a lot of inexperienced dealers, I think, get excited when something happened, like somebody won a hard way or something, and they start, paying, like, the pass line hit, and they start paying, and they forget about the losers.
Yes, absolutely.
You see that a lot.
You see that a lot with field bets.
Right.
That, win or lose, they'll miss it because they just forget about the field.
Yeah, sometimes they win and they forget to pay you. They're supposed to pay that first.
They go in the wrong order. They're supposed to deal with come bets first, then place bets.
Right.
A lot of times, Mike, you have so many prop bets working, and like you said, they get excited. Hey, Mike hit his big ace deuce came up. He's going to get paid, several $100s, and then they forget to pick up the pass line bets, right? Because they're so excited about paying you off.
We've had that a lot.
Yeah.
Well, especially when they have a lot of money on 12, because I've
you got to bet for them. Yeah.
12 comes up. They go, so excited, and nobody even cares about the pass.
That's right. They're just waiting to drop their tips.
With $10.
Mike, Aruba sounds perfect for you. Bingo all day.
Yeah, bingo all day.
Right, and then table games like 8 or 9 o'clock. Go play craps.
Oh wow! That what would I do from the time I woke up till 8 o'clock at night? Sit on the beach and think, why the hell isn't the craps table open? I'd be having to start a game. My daughters would bring their big blow up inflatable dice.
Yeah, and you do it on the beach. No, you'd have to do is just tell your family. I realize we're all going together as a family, but I won't be seeing you much. Yeah. I'm going to be waking up at about 9 p.m.
Right.
Playing all night, and then sleeping when the craps tables close. Yeah, that's a good question too.
I mean, if I don't leave the table, will it not close?
That's a good question.
Bingo's going on. I'm the only one still at the craps table.
That's right. They've got 2 dealers that they're paying overtime.
People are coming up. No, sir, it's closed. Well, why is that guy? He's been here for 3 days.
He's grandfathered in.
He's grandfathered in.
As soon as he goes to the bathroom, we're closing the table.
Right. Keep getting him in drinks.
All right. Hey, we've got a gambling movie scene. Once again, let's move into our gambling scene segment. This scene is from the movie Hard 8. It's a 1996 movie starring Philip Baker Hall, John C. Reilly, and Gwyneth Paltrow, and written and directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. Mike, have you seen Hard 8 finally?
It's on my DVR.
Mike,
it's been on my DVR for like 3 years now.
The name of the movie is Hard 8.
I know. It's so funny because you know how the DVR will list the most recent
stuff up at the top.
So it's at the very end.
Yeah.
And when they're, what are we going to do now? There's nothing on. And let's watch something we recorded. I never make it down there.
Hard 8.
I'm going to watch it.
Well, let's talk about this Hard 8 scene. Several people have actually recommended this scene. The star of the scene is the late, great Philip Seymour Hoffman, playing a young punk at the craps table. This was before he was a star, and this is the extent of his appearance in the movie. It's just this small role, but he's really the guy in this scene more than anybody else. In this scene, he's the shooter, and he's giving a hard time to Philip Baker Hall's character, Sidney, who's sitting at the opposite end of the table. I'm sure you'd recognize Philip Baker Hall if you saw him, even if you don't recognize the name. He played Mr. Bookman on Seinfeld. Remember that episode where Jerry has this outstanding book from the library that he never returned? And Philip Baker Hall plays the library detective who's trying to get the lost library book back from him. So he's been in a ton of stuff. People don't really know his name.
He's one of those character
actors. He's great, fantastic character actor. So anyway, the only dialogue you'll hear from Philip Baker Hall is when he makes his wager. The whole rest of the scene belongs to Philip Seymour Hoffman. So let's listen to a censored version of this scene on account of this is a family-friendly podcast, and bleeping out bad words is funny anyway.
Coming out again, bet 11 after 7.
Come on, old timer, you gonna join us here, my friend? Come on. I don't wait for old people. I don't wait for old people. All right, here we go. Let's see another step. Here we go.
8 easy 8. We're out on a point of 8. Bet it back hard.
Okay, I'm gonna light a cigarette now, old timer. See, the thing is, I like you, and I'm gonna light a cigarette. I'm gonna let you have this time to place your bet before I finish lighting this cigarette. And then when I finish lighting, I'm just gonna roll and you. You're laughing at that? I just said you to the man. The way you look, I think you know what I'm saying, old timer. I think you do. Why don't you have some fun? Fun. All right, shaka-laka-doo, shaka-laka-dooby-dooby-doo, shaka-laka-doo. You got a little bit more there. Coming in there, baby. Shaka-laka-doo, baby. I'm almost lighting it, baby. I'm gonna light the cigarette, old timer. What are you gonna do?
$2,000 hard 8.
$2,000 hard 8's a bet.
Oh, man. You play that game, don't you? Oh. You're big time. You are big time. Oh, hard 8. Oh, okay, here we go. All right, here we go. All right. This is for you, big time. All right, I'm not even looking. Here we go.
Hey, 6 hard play and a hard 6.
Hard 6? That's a hard 6, old timer. That's not bad for me. That's not bad for me, is it, sister? It is Sister Sledge. There we go. It's me and you. You know what I'm saying? 100. Hard 800. Me and you, big time. Me and you. You can buy yourself another suit with this roll. 44. 44, big time. 2,000. 2,000. 100. 2,000. 2,000. 100. 2,000. 44.
8 easy 8. 5 and a 3. It's a front line winner. Bam.
That's good. I'm good. All right. I'm sorry, big time. Hey, big time, I'll buy you a drink.
Then Philip Baker Hall's character just walks away from the table.
Right.
There are so many things I love about this scene. First of all, it's probably the most realistic crap scene you'll ever see in a movie.
Yeah,
you could probably tell just listening to it.
Yeah, just listening to it.
Yeah.
It sounded.
We have seen guys like that, drunk guys at the table that just, shut up. Right?
While you're playing it, you know what's going through my head? I'm thinking, I'd love to see Mark on this table. Because you would just be like, oh, God, you'd color up and leave. That guy would drive you insane.
And one thing I love about this, too, is he makes his point. The point's 8, right? So most of the people at the table won, right? It's only this hard 8 that, lost. Right. So, great scene. And,
now, obviously, he had the easy 8s, $100 each.
Oh, hopping?
Hopping, yeah.
I don't know. He walked away from the table. I didn't see him getting any chips. So
you got to cover that bet. You got to have some easy 8 action.
Yeah, and so that's all the movie is just a bunch of people making hard 8 bets, different vignettes. No, but it's a good movie. It's kind of gritty. It's 96, so it's an older movie, but you do need to eventually see this. Philip Seymour Hoffman, he was such a good actor. When you think about the other roles that he had.
Guy was a brilliant
and,
actor.
this is one of the first things I saw him in, and I'm thinking, it's just some, they hired some guy who's good at being a punk at the craps table, right? But he had range.
It's funny because I'm older than him. And so you think about that, in some of his last few movies, he seemed older than me. I mean,
he kind of had that. Maybe it was the voice and the hair, and everything. Right. It could have been. He just seemed a little older than he was. Yeah. Anyway, great scene. So you do have to see this movie.
Yeah, I will. I'll try and watch that before the next time I go to Vegas.
All right, very good. All right, well, that's going to do it for this episode. We want to thank some people for some PayPal donations. First of all, Brian and Sarah for their recurring donation. Thanks very much. And also another Brian. Thank you very much for the donation. Hey, be sure to check out our TV listings showing all the gambling-related shows coming up within the next 2 weeks. We update those listings every Wednesday using a customized program that searches through all the raw American TV data. Just go to youcanbetonthat.com/TV-listings. We'd love to hear from you. Call our voicemail hotline at 951-292-4377. That's 951-2-WAGERS. Or you can email us at youcanbetonThat@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at YouCanBetOnThat and on Facebook at facebook.com/YouCanBetOnThat. And finally, please go to your favorite podcast app and write a review on us. Does it help us get new listeners? The verdict's still out on that, but we'd still love your feedback.
Yeah, we like feedback.
We like feedback. Anyway, back from Comic-Con, I had a very good time. There was nothing there that's really pertinent to the show, but I went to a bunch of panels, looking forward to some new TV shows and movies coming up. So
it seemed
had
like
a very good time. Yeah,
seemed like a good Comic-Con.
Had a very
good
time.
The news, it seemed like it was
it was great. All right, take us home, Dr. Mike.
Well, I think I've lost about 2.5 pounds, which is great.
Just sitting here.
Isn't
it nice? It's like a sauna.
I mean, seriously, I think I can wring my shirt out
I know,
right
and
now.
I can't run the AC or the fan or anything because then the audio gets all messed up.
Oh my God,
so,
it's so hot. I'm going to go home and stick my head in the freezer.
You're going to be in your car moments from now, blasting the AC. You'll be fine.
Will be good. Yeah. The other thing I want to say, congratulations again to Cousin Vito on his
that's great.
Getting married. That's a great thing.
Yeah.
And I know this is 100% true for me, and I'm pretty sure it's true for you too, Mark. Our wives, we'd be lost without them.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
we're a couple of imbeciles.
Yeah,
it really comes down to that.
I mean, my wife
There's no question.
takes care of me so good. I look halfway put together.
That's right.
Because without her, it'd be terrible.
Yeah. Well, I remember before you were married. I remember.
You know what it was like.
Yeah, I know.
And she has to work hard at that.
I know.
So,
Plus, she's got kids to deal with.
Yeah,
I know,
and that's the great thing about getting married.
That's
for us.
For us.
Somebody can take care of me finally.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Good night.